Welcome back, everyone. Today we've got something that's a little bit different, although I'm sure some of you may have seen it in your holiday planning. This is a digital audio transmitter. So I ordered this on Amazon. It comes with a QR code printed on a sticker that says scan to view manual, no expense spared. And that's basically it. So transmitter, and it just comes in a anti-static Ziploc bag, and then inside an anti-static bag of its own. And you get something that is smaller than a Raspberry Pi Zero. This is the IC Station Digital Audio Transmitter Stereo DSP, part number 10539. They're available on Amazon for like $15. And there's not a whole ton to it. So basically this works one of three ways. There's a microphone on it. There is a USB in for power. In fact, let's go ahead and power it on now. And I can't really demonstrate the FM broadcast part, although I will, do a follow-up on that at some point. So it's just got a micro USB like any old phone, and then there's a line in. So pretty simple. We've got frequency up to adjust the frequency down, volume up, volume down, and then a pause button, which I believe just stops it from transmitting. So other features on here, there is a solder pad for a 3 to 5 volt input, so you can just feed it straight up DC instead of using USB. And there's a single pad for the antenna, which I believe they just suggest using a length of wire about a meter long. So let's go ahead and scan the QR code. And see what the manual says, if we've got any bells and whistles here. And apparently that did not scan properly, so let's try it again. I tried to use the QR code scanner built into the native Android camera, and that did not work. There we go. Alright, so FM wireless frequency, USB PC audio, broadcast wireless microphone, material, and infant's custody. I don't know how that is an application of this, but okay. So you've got 3 different inputs. Like I mentioned, there's USB, so it does show up in Windows as a USB audio device that you can use to send audio out. 30 level volume adjustment. Transmitting frequency range from 88 millihertz to 108 millihertz. Obviously, you're going to have to pay attention to what frequencies you can use in your country and in your local area. Looks like the frequency response on the microphone is 50 to 18 kilohertz. Working current 35 milliamps, output power 100 milliwatts. I think that is the limit of what you are allowed to do unlicensed on FM here in the US. Although I don't think they specify a specific power. I believe they specify a reception distance that you're limited to. And I will put a link in the description for any relevant information on that, because we don't want people to get in trouble with the FCC. 0.1 megahertz adjustments, short press, 1 megahertz adjustments, long press, MG short circuit connection, single channel, no short equals stereo. So there is a pad right here that, if shorted, will switch it from stereo to mono. It also looks like TX, RX, and ground. So what do those 3 pins do? It doesn't say. So there's the antenna. Use a 75 centimeter bar antenna, 3 to 5 volts, don't exceed that. how to adjust the volume, how to adjust the frequency. The antenna port is used to connect an FM antenna in order to better transmit the signal. It is recommended to extend the antenna to a length of 75 centimeters. USB audio, line audio, FM wireless microphone. If you need mic of this module to launch, pull out line and USB cable. Line and USB are not connected. This module is automatically transferred to the mic channel. So basically, if you don't plug in a USB cable, or presumably if you use a USB cable like this that's just power right now, it'll use the microphone. So it looks like those RX-TX pads are for a serial connection and may not be wired to anything on this particular model. They're on the silk screen, but don't actually seem to go to any chips. So basically, that's all there is to it. That's all the features of this thing. And where would you use this? Well, in my case, I had a client ask me, how do we do a socially distanced concert for a, what's the word I want to use here? For like a recital, for a piano or an instrument recital. And this is the answer to that. You mic up your instruments, you set this to a frequency that is appropriate for your region, and then you bring stereo input into it. And just like an old drive-in movie theater, everybody in the parking lot tune their radios to this frequency. And you have a socially distanced event then. Other applications for something like this, you can use it for, inter-building communications. They mentioned microphone transmission there. You could set up long-range mics and build something yourself that way. You can also use it for a popular thing that I've seen people do is sequenced holiday lighting. And it is the right time of year for that. So I've seen people take these and connect them up to a couple of Arduinos and sequence their lights to music that they're playing so that if somebody drives by and tunes their radio to the right frequency, they will hear the music that goes on with what they're seeing for the light show. Beyond that, it's an FM transmitter. So anything that you can think of that you would want to do with an FM transmitter, this type of module is appropriate for it. I purchased this one on Amazon so that I could evaluate it for that client that I mentioned. And this particular unit retails for $14.99. And there are a couple of variants similar to it. I've seen a couple that have screw-on antennas. I'm not particularly afraid of a soldering iron, so I'm just going to get an appropriate length of wire and solder one on. But that's what this thing does. This thing lets you set up a small temporary radio station within the limits of what the FCC allows for unlicensed use and do whatever it is that is appropriate. Be it transmitting a Little League game so that people can tune in and hear the announcer, or holiday lighting, or a concert, or anything of that nature. This is what that module is for. In the instance of the concert, I might actually take time to wire on a DC plug and just use the line in and not have to have a PC in the mix. Then again, I might live stream it, so I may bring the audio out of the PC into this as well. That's all I've got for you. I'll when I publish this in an article, I won't do this in the video, although I might add a comment and sticky it. I'm going to test what kind of range I get on it with no antenna. I'm going to test what kind of range I get on it with one attached at a couple of different lengths. It says 75. Well, that's probably the maximum range, and I think that might get me beyond what the FCC allows. So I'm going to try 25, and I'm going to try a 50. And I might even try 100 just to see what happens if your antenna's too big. So that's all that's all I've got for you on this. If anyone has questions, if anyone has something they want me to try with this particular FM transmitter module, let me know, and I will be more than happy to do so. The big thing that I can't answer for any of you is the question, what radio station should I put on it, or put it on? Every locale will be different as to what stations are already on the air and what has interference sources. That part is simply trial and error. Anything else, anything technical, like I said, I'm going to do some testing on antenna length, and I'm going to look up, and there'll be a link to the relevant regulations in the description below, at least for the US. I can't speak to Canada or Europe on that, although I might ask Matt from Not Enough Tech to comment on that. But anyway, any questions, let me know in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them. Closing out, I want to, as always, thank Electrix for providing our opening and closing themes. I want to thank anyone who helped support Pocketables, either using our Amazon affiliate links or using Patreon for helping make videos like this possible. And finally, thank you for watching.